Well, this is James Comm, the guy on the bike, and we're out here in Ridgewood, Queens, and we're at the famous Small Black Door Gallery, and we're going to drop in here and take a rough cut run through of a show that was curated by this young lady. Hi, Julie. And the title of the show is Heroes. All right, well, come through here and give us little comments on some of the pieces that you've curated into the show. First of all, the title of the show is Heroes. And why did you title it that?
By the way, this beautiful drawing is by Ben Needham. He's not actually in the show, but he put this on Facebook as I was putting the show together, and it was so perfect. But these are my heroes. Honestly, that's not sarcastic.
And a lot of these are people in the Williamsburg, Bushwick, Ridgewood community.
Exactly.
I was looking at this piece. I thought this was really nice. Tell us a little bit about this.
Paul DeCastino made this beautiful piece specifically for the show. It's all about how he wanted to be a hero when he was a kid. Are these self-portraits? Is this him as a little kid? Yeah, it's photocopies of photographs from his childhood and his family, along collaged with these NASA mechanical photos that he got from a NASA manual or something. And it's really special. It's a beautiful piece, and it's lovingly
constructed.
Assembled. Yeah. And it's, I'm not going to try to say this in Italian, but it's then and now, and I forget. How about this piece over here by Chris Harding? We were looking at this before. Chris Harding runs English Kills, and you're saying that this is his stew station. Yeah, totally. So this is a functioning, it's kind of a little fire pot holder, and he's got all of the ingredients he needs to make his family a pasta dinner. Yeah, I love the idea of this piece because this show is about like sort of an extended family of artists and people putting shows together. So it was a really great idea, and he built, he built this in his studio and then assembled it here, and I think it's just a really warm and thoughtful piece, actually. How about these paintings over here? Those are Paul Benke. Paul Benke. Paul is a great painter. He has a solo show up in Philly right now. And those are what, about 30-inch squares? Is that, it looks like 24 inches, I think. Oil on canvas? Is that what it is? Those are acrylic. Acrylic. And he also writes the great structure and imagery blog. So everyone in this show are heroes for several reasons. First and foremost, I love their work. And also, they're people who run art spaces, write art blogs. Are involved in the community. Exactly. How about these? Infiltration of opulent militarism. Yeah, these are crazy. They're really interesting. And Jonathan Terranova made these, and he's one of the guys who runs this space, Small Black Door. Ah. He and Matthew Muller. And they've been so generous and helpful. And they're really great. They run a great space here. There's been a pleasure working with them. I was attracted by these kind of little abject pieces. It looks like found pieces of cardboard. Yeah. Who are those by? These are James Prez. A lot of people around town know him as Prez or Jim Prez. Okay. He's one of my favorite artists. He toils away in his apartment making crazy stuff. Like when you walk into his apartment, there's just stuff everywhere. And so every so often when I go to his place, I'll just say, oh, put that in my stack. Put that in my stack of stuff. Let's take a little stroll down this way. How about the large gem piece? That is a beautiful drawing, a Sumi ink drawing. Sumi ink drawing. From Joy Curtis. Oh, that's Joy. Okay. And Joy is mostly known for these beautiful sculpture pieces, these hydrocal pieces. But when I went to her studio, she happened to have this beautiful large drawing up, and I was mesmerized by it. So I really wanted to fit it in somehow. And this is her husband, Mike Olin, another great, great painter. And they have studios right over English Kills. Exactly. Is that right? And also in that space, they put together shows They call it Pioneers of Inspiration.
Okay.
And they have a few shows a year there.
I went in there for Bushwick Open Studios. And these are Lars Kramer's map pieces, right?
Yeah, Lars Kramer.
I like these.
He runs Airplane with Liz Atzberger and Kevin Curran. And these are called State Snacks.
State Snacks. Okay, Rhode Island chowder-soaked Johnny cake with Swamp Yankee seasoning. That's fun.
She's also a great chef.
Here's my favorite. Utah burnt toast with salt. Okay. This is Amy Lincoln, right?
Yeah.
And that is a portrait of her husband, Kevin, and some of her gouache studies.
Yeah, those are a bunch of
portrait.
Older self-portraits. And I actually think of this as a newer self-portrait because you can see, you know, this is Amy's lap, this is her plate, her coffee, her living room. So I feel like it's sort of a portrait of herself through the eyes of her husband and her home and her life.
How about these pieces up here with the fluorescent tape?
Wow, those are unmistakable.
Ellen Lecher.
Ellen Lecher.
All right.
Beautiful pieces.
Let's keep moving on down the line here. How about the little collage pieces?
One of my all-time favorite heroes, Austin Thomas.
Austin Thomas in one of her sketchbooks.
She actually made this collage piece during one of our 12-hour marathons together. I worked on one side of her studio and she worked on the other. And she made this beautiful book chronicling the days from the first Pocket Utopia, that's before renovation, to the current Pocket Utopia, a striking similarity.
How about that?
Which explains why when she walked into the space, she said, "This is it."
And here are some pieces by Sharon Butler, who also publishes Two Coats of Paint blog.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful pieces. I hope they show up
pieces, yeah,
on your camera because they're pretty quiet.
Well, I like what she's doing here with their kind of a funky stretching job because it makes you think about what a painting is and what canvas and stretcher bars and staples and all that stuff is.
Totally. She
That's
has
a sweet piece too.
Yeah, these are great. She's experimental and she really plays with materials, which I love.
And how about these pieces?
So this is the other half of the duo who runs Small Black Door. This is Matthew Muller.
Matthew Muller.
This
great.
is a brand new...
He's got smoke in there, huh?
Yeah, this is a new series
Candle
from
smoke.
him. He takes a lighter, and you know these are wood panels. He takes a lighter and he burns the smoke into these, and also a wood burnisher to create these lines. I think they're beautiful. He hasn't shown them yet.
This is a nice little grouping of paintings. Tell us about this artist.
Lacey Shazi, who runs...
Lacey Shazi.
Yeah.
Is that a real name?
That's her real name. And she's a great painter. And she sort of also makes a lot of beautiful sculpture pieces, monochromatic sculpture pieces that she showed at Art 101 a while back. That's
Art
when
101.
I first saw her.
So these are all about 8 by 10 inches. Is that what size that is?
Yes, that looks right. Yeah.
And is this oil on canvas, acrylic on canvas? Do we know?
I believe these are acrylic, yeah.
Kind of like that one. Okay. Here's another one of our favorite heroes.
Yes,
Deborah Brown.
Debbie Brown.
It's the proprietor of Storefront.
And you'd recognize these anywhere, I'm sure. I love how loose these paintings are becoming of hers. These are fascinating. These are John Avaluto.
John Avaluto. Now,
And
this particular piece here, I'm familiar with John's work, and this looks like it's a piece of lined school paper book, but this is all actually fabricated out of acrylic, right? Acrylic films?
Yeah. He tapes off a surface and he paints it and sands it and paints it and sands it. It takes a really long time. He gets this great texture of paper.
Then he peels it off.
And everything you see here is acrylic paint. And the same with this. This is not an actual panel. This is the panel underneath that's been primed. And then he's painted this entire surface to look like a panel. It's really incredible.
So it's kind of somewhere between simulacra and trompe l'oeil, I guess.
This is also a panel,
And he's created this acrylic film to make it look
membrane as if it's stretched canvas.
Lovingly to look like canvas. And then everything you see is formed from acrylic films, layered and layered and layered, and then painted with acrylic.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's go around the corner and we'll wrap up with a couple of pieces over here. Who did the video?
That's Katarina Hymanova, and she runs Bushwick daily, and she's curated a bunch of beautiful shows. And she's also a stunning photographer, and she took this fantastic video of her friend Amanda dancing all over Ridgewood. So it's like, looks like this beautiful environment, but it's actually parking lots and
bodegas and the street life here in Brooklyn.
Well, here in Ridgewood, actually.
Ridgewood.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wrap up on this piece.
Yeah, this is a beauty. This is Rob Daoud, who runs Parallel Art Space with Enrico Gomez. And he
formerly ran Camel Art Space until they moved out to Ridgewood and changed the name.
Exactly.
And then these are 3 of his pencil drawings. Now, I think the great thing about Rob is that all of this is done with just simple lines. And then it's the kind of the orchestrating the pieces with the lines creates the images and sort of the coloristic vibration. And he did the green part in the back as, I guess, an installation performance thing that last, you said, 10 hours, 12 hours?
No. He was here for about 9 p.m. till about 1 a.m. Nothing performative about it. That's just how long it took. But I love that it's all tape. And this is the first time he's ever created a mural only with tape. Usually what he'll do is he'll tape it off and then he'll paint it and then peel the tape off.
Right.
This time he just left the tape, which I love. And I think it's beautiful.
All right. Julie Torres, and the title of the show is
Heroes.
Heroes, here at Small Black Door. What's the address?
1920 Palmetto Street.
All right, folks, and it's open until when?
It's open through October 14th, and I'm here every Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 6.
Okay.
And by appointment.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
And thank you, Kate.